Let's start with you there, Gordo. What were your thoughts Saturday night?
Kippy,
How are you, buddy?
I'm good. Okay. 1-800-GOT-JUNK. Okay, you back up here. 19 years. Big enchilada right in the back there. Okay, a team that couldn't close the seventh deciding game. Put the bag in there. The big players. Yeah, back it up over here. We got more bags here. That's it, Derek. The big players. They can't come through. They came through. Goaltending can't come through. Trade deadline, you can't get at pickups. All these things. Instead of today talking about a Game 7 that we would feel like the Boston Bruins did yesterday against Florida, that kind of nervousness, that free at last. And I don't want to diminish about the civil rights cause. That's way more important. But I'm telling you, that's the feeling right now. So just, memories of Nicky Borshevsky, of Lanny McDonald, of Gary Volk, of that kind of thing. It's just 19 years. We deserve it. Leaf Nation, you know what? Players deserve it. The organization, we deserve it. We deserve it, as whether it's media that work with the team or cover the team, or the fans that support them through thick and thin. Hallelujah.
Yeah, Gordo, that's awesome. I mean,
right.
Truly wonderful thing there. Talk about this team all the time. Obviously fun for these people who follow it so closely to have that moment. What does that mean for them going forward? And we're going to mostly look backwards, but does this change like the pressure and how things feel for the Leafs? Do you think it'll free them up?
Huge. Because, these guys, their parents can't even wear 1967. That's not on them. They can't wear 19 years. That's not on them as well. But just, just in this last, what would we say? Talk about 1-800-GET-JUNK. Imagine if they had the end of season clean out presser on Wednesday or whenever, and we're talking about it. We could say nothing. There's nothing we could say all summer. Nothing they could say. So So just the whole thing about just the shackles off. Now, okay, big picture. It's only one round. They should have won a round a year or 2, 3, 4, 5 ago. But still, right now, and you know what? Like 1993, as Kippy mentioned, we're a little bit older, and Kippy was active in the NHL, won a Stanley Cup the next year. That year, the big guns got knocked off. The top 5 teams in the regular season got knocked off. So it was the Leafs, Kings, Islanders, and Montreal Canadiens that were down to the Final Four. So you've got Colorado, Tampa Bay, Boston are out. And one thing I tweeted, the teams that have won the Stanley Cup the last 16 years, they're all out. So for somebody, and why not the Toronto Maple Leafs, it's not an easy path. It's still a difficult path, but the heavyweights have sort of been taken care of in the first round, which I never expected.
Gord, no question the pressure over the last few years on Marner, Matthews, Riley, Tavares, and playing with that responsibility of carrying half a team's salary cap. The numbers were there for all of them. Tavares with the clincher, first time a captain's been able to do that in history. Yet we watched a goaltender for the first time in 11 clinching tries to actually be the first star of the game. Is that the bottom line here?
Yeah, Kippy, I saw you come on right after the game. We were watching the post-game coverage, and you said that, and that's absolutely it. I love Freddie Anderson, but the Toronto Maple Leafs got out goaltended every single series, and goaltending. All the other things were huge positives, but a big question mark was the goaltending. And once or twice during the playoff, you kind of wondered, was that not going to be a problem again? But when he needed to come up big, this guy absolutely came up big. And that is number one. You don't have him giving you decent goaltending, at times exceptional goaltending. We're not talking this manner today.
And, to go with the grade A performances, Austin Matthews shows up in big moments down the stretch for them, scores a bunch of goals that help him through. Did you like the progress from his game in general over playoff series that we've seen in the past?
Justin, did you notice when Kippy's on TV, the product placement of all the Kippy products behind him?
No.
Oh, my goodness.
Is that right?
Looking for Little Buddha?
Yeah, Little Buddha. The Kippy book is there. And then I think he's doing a new turtle wax, Kippy's turtle wax for cars and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not too sure. But, hey, there was Like Austin Matthews, people expect dominate, and there was that, but also there was just the key slick Austin Matthews style. You know, that 3-goal comeback. It was he was like a gunslinger with that great deflection that seemed to be the one that really galvanized them in coming back, tying, and ultimately winning that game. And then that shift on Saturday. Man, that's one of those you replay. Now, give the whole team credit. I mean, give the whole team credit about keeping the puck in, keeping the pressure on. But to your point, like, again, all the big guns. I mean, Mitch Marner's been their best player this year, and he was that for the bulk of the playoff, or was one of the best players the bulk of the playoffs as well. I mean, that's been the tough thing. These guys who have had exceptional years have had to face the postseason scrum or accountability factor on a down note. And instead, Tampa Bay's got a lot of big names, and all these guys came up. And Austin Matthews, at times you kind of said, when's he going to get going? And then you realize that there was a certain different kind of role that he played, and he was the guy.